What are you up to?
Who said I was up to anything? I just said it would be a pity if something went wrong.
And I said what could go wrong.
Well, there's the coat and hood the driver was wearing when the kid was run over. They described it quite clearly. Identical to the one you used to have. I checked your wardrobe. It seems to have disappeared.
I left it in the car. Whoever was driving it must have stolen it.
Yeah, that must have been it. But then there's your story about being in the hotel room when the accident took place. You weren't. I came back for you. The room was empty.
What do you want?
Complete control of the Australasian operation we're opening up. No more playing your lackey or your traveling companion. Well, what do you say?
What choice do I have?
Mom, I came to say goodbye. Helen's lawyers arranged everything. I'm being released.
Lynn, that's marvelous. I hope you don't make the same mistake I make. When you get out of here, forget all about this place.
I hope I can.
What will you do?
Go back home to my parents.
And the baby?
Mum and Dad don't know about it yet. I guess I'll have it adopted.
That's something you must decide for yourself.
Police are waiting in.
Oh, my God. They can't honestly expect us to eat this.
The champers and the crate come with the second course.
It's bad enough being locked up in here without having to eat this indigestible rubbish.
Well, I wouldn't worry if I were you. You'll probably be out after your trial tomorrow.
But you won't be. Why do you put up with it? If you all stood together, they'd have to do something about it.
Yeah, what have you got in mind?
Refuse to eat it.
Oh.
But people have tried that before. They just force feed them.
They can't force feed all of us.
I don't know what all the fuss is about. It tastes all right to me. Wouldn't believe she used to be a cook, would you?
Neither would the shearers she used to feed. Those that survived, that is. What do you think, Bea?
Yeah, all right. It's about as worth a try.
I'm sorry, but we're not prepared to eat this.
Aren't you? Well, that's up to you. You can eat it or starve. Doesn't bother me either way.
I want to see the governor.
Why don't you just sit down and eat your breakfast?
I want to see the governor.
Sit down!
She wants to see the governor.
Yeah, she wants to see the governor.
She wants to see the governor. She wants to see the governor. She wants to see the governor. She wants to see the governor. She's got to get the governor.
Cosmetics Queen secures release of innocent girl. The press is starting to see Masters as some sort of a saint. Just the sort of publicity we need.
Well, at least she managed to get Lynn released.
Oh, that's the only good thing about it. Come in.
Look, there's trouble in the dining room. Most of the women have refused to eat their breakfast.
Why?
Masters has convinced them the food's not good enough. She wants to talk to you.
Really? Where is she now?
In the recreation room with the others.
Well, we'll let them cool their heels for a while. I'd say friend Masters will soon lose her following when they get hungry.
Oh, you'll have what I give you. Here, that's for you. You, get your fingers out. Right.
Thanks.
Here. Well, this is the last.
Well,
It's best if you don't stir things up too much.
there are times when we have no choice.
I've been here a long time. I know how easy it is for something like this to get out of hand. Having another riot now is not going to do any of us any good.
I assure you I had no intention of inciting a riot. You don't trust me, do you?
I didn't say that.
I did get Lynn released when everyone else had given up.
True. I just don't want to see anyone getting hurt, that's all.
It's the last thing on my mind, believe me. These girls have it tough enough already.
In what way?
Well, just being here. I mean, what's a girl like Karen doing here?
Well, I think that's something you should ask her, don't you?
Your friend Lynn will be well on her way home by now. Suppose the whole town will be out to welcome her, her being in the papers and everything.
Yeah, let's hope so.
Hello, love. Welcome home.
Hello, Mum.
It's good to have you back, love.
Well, better get you home, eh?
I suppose you'd hardly recognise the place after all these months. I put new curtains up at Christmas. There's new lino in the living room. Would have had the place painted, but with the price of paint going up. Well, the town's much the same, though. The Watsons sold the hotel, moved up north somewhere. People from Dubbo took it over. And they're talking about pulling down the telephone exchange and putting us onto the automatic. Can't see the good in it myself. Still, I suppose we have to keep up with the times. Now, let's see, what else has been happening?
Mum, Dad, look, we've got to talk about it. There's no point in pretending nothing's changed. I've been in jail and I'm pregnant. You can't just ignore it.
Well, I think that's something for you and your mother to discuss. I'll leave you two alone for a while.
The important thing is, it wasn't your fault. You were innocent. Your father and I both knew that. Now, the best thing for you to do is just put it all out of your mind and everything will be fine.
Oh, how can it? I'm going to have a baby.
Well, we can tell everyone that you were married in Melbourne and he got killed in an accident.
Oh, Mum, if it hasn't already been in the papers down here, it soon will be. The man who raped me's coming up for trial. People are bound to find out about it.
This is a small town, love. It's a long way from the city. Things that happen there don't affect us. Now, there's nothing to stop you marrying someone nice and settling down right here. Well, young Billy Morgan was only asking about you the other day. Well, you and Billy seem to be hitting it off really well before you went away. Billy's a nice boy. He's got a good job at the mill. Sure he wouldn't mind your being a widow.
All right, ladies, ready for eye exercises. Sit up nice and straight. Uncross your legs, please. And look ahead, straight ahead. All right, and eyes left and right. And look up and look down. And again, eyes left and right and up. Keep your head still, Lizzie. Look down. Now in circles, to the right first. And circle, right. And circle left.
You lot are supposed to be working, not sitting around making funny faces. The governor's ready to see you.
Right, Helen, tell him what's what. Okay, let's go.
G'day, Eddie.
Oh, yeah.
Hello, Eddie.
Hi. Oh, hey, Eddie, you heard from Marilyn?
No.
Well, don't look so bloody miserable about it. The way you were talking yesterday, that's just what you wanted.
Yeah, well, that was yesterday, B. I should have known she'd need time to settle down. I shouldn't have yelled at her.
Yeah, well, once she's had a chance to think about it, I wouldn't mind betting she'll come back to you.
Well, I hope you're right. I'll tell you one thing, if I do get another chance, I won't be making the same mistake again.
Well, Masters, what trouble are you causing this time?
Don't blame me, blame the food.
There's nothing wrong with the food.
Have you eaten in the prisoner's dining room lately?
There are regular health department inspections. I assure you, the food is up to standard.
Then it's time the standards were raised.
Your trial is tomorrow. You'll probably be on here another day. I really don't see what you have to gain by causing more trouble, except, of course, a certain amount of publicity.
What a cynical turn of mind you've got. Of course, if the media insist on finding me newsworthy, there's not a lot I can do about it.
You could try keeping a lower profile for the rest of your stay here.
Why should I? I've spent the best part of my life helping women. Why should I stop because I'm in here?
The only person you're trying to help is yourself. It's pretty obvious what you're up to.
I am merely trying to improve conditions here. If I can't do it from the inside, I shall have a few words to say to the media when I'm released.
That sounds suspiciously like a threat.
Does it? I didn't mean it to.
I'll look into the meal situation. If I find the food is not up to standard, my standards, not yours, I'll do something about it. But if I consider it is up to standard, then that will be the end of it. Understand? Yes? Thank you. New admissions on the way. You and Meg attend to it, will you?
Right.
That's all, Masters.
Would you believe you're my first patient today?
Do I win a prize or something?
You know what I mean. Most of the women only come in here because they're bored. Since Helen Masters arrived, they've found better things to do.
Like going on a hunger strike.
What?
She's persuaded them not to eat until the food improves.
Oh, so that's what Vera was so upset about earlier.
Does she need a reason?
Probably not. My dear, she has been, well, looking pretty awful lately.
It's a reaction to her mother's death, I think.
No, I think it goes deeper than that. Maybe someone ought to have a talk with her.
You're the doctor.
I was thinking more of a friend. You work as closely with her as anyone.
I don't think so, Greg.
Don't let me push you, just an idea.
Well, I'll think about it.
Yeah, well, I've been looking everywhere for you. The new arrivals are coming in. If you're going to spend your days chatting with the doctor, would you at least let reception know where you are so that people can find you?
Mm-hmm.
We've got to walk bloody miles now. This stuff's shifted.
Do you ever stop bloody whinging?
Up you.
Oh, for God's sake, put that back. Why don't you grow up?
I was only mucking about.
Oh, that's about all you're good for. It's time you grew up.
And I suppose that's what you've done since she started putting all that silly high-flowing muck into your head.
Ladies, Mrs. Davidson will be in the dining room at lunchtime to look into the food situation.
Well done, yeah.
We better start putting in our orders now. Oh, I think I'll start with a big passion fruit pad.
Yeah, well, I'll settle for bangers and mash. Hey, listen, seeing we've got the governor joining us for lunch, I think we ought to make sure that the food is up to expectations.
Yeah, I reckon we should.
Right, when the time comes, I'll keep the screws busy and you take care of the rest.
Okay.
I was wondering, what sort of teaching did you do?
Primary school, young kids.
Did you like working with children?
Yes.
You know, if you wanted to, you could do a lot to help the other women in here.
Been talking to Dr. Miller, have we?
No, I go by my own instincts. After I get out, it would be good to know that someone else was carrying on the work I'd started.
Yes, so you can forget about us with a clear conscience.
Not at all. I fully intend to do everything I can to help when I'm outside. It just needs someone on the inside as well. And I think you're the right person for it.
Sorry, I'm no social worker.
You better watch it, mate. That's my girl you got your
What are you
hands all
talking
over.
about?
What do you fancy her
Oh,
to,
for
do you?
God's
I'm
sake.
sorry, I didn't realize.
Now, just a minute.
Well, look who it is.
Pardon?
You don't remember me, do you?
No, I'm sorry, I'm afraid I don't.
The Monarch Hotel. Champagne ring a bell? It was because of you I ended up in the kitchen. Remember now?
Oh, yes.
Don't reckon you're so high and mighty now, huh?
Oh, I'm perfectly comfortable, thank you. Even in here, there are those who rise naturally to the top, and those who sink to the bottom.
Come on, Mason. Hi, sweetheart. No need to introduce you, is there? I think you know everyone. Have a nice day.
What are you doing here?
What do you think? I got picked up.
You stupid, brainless little bitch. What the hell's wrong with you? He wanted to marry you, and you have to go back on the game.
I know, Bea. It's just that it all...
What's the hurry? You give yourself a stroke.
No, I just want to get the job finished, that's all. You know, with Lynn gone, there's not much point in taking my time anymore. And I want to get a good report for this job. I'm due for parole, you know, I should be out next week.
That would be nice.
Yeah. Well, first thing I'll do is write to Lynn and get her to come back so we can be together.
Must have other girls waiting on the outside, a good-looking boy like you.
You kidding? Once you've been inside, they don't want to know you. Well, not the decent ones, anyway. But Lynn's different, like, you know, she knows what it's like. We've got a lot in common, you know.
Dear Dad, arrived home safely. The trip on the bus was okay. Mum and Dad were a bit upset about the baby and everything, but they don't want to talk about it. I know they both love me, but I think they're a bit ashamed of me too, which upsets me. They just don't seem to understand. I wish you were here, then I'd have someone to talk to that knows how I feel. Please write soon. Love, Lynn.
Eddie, what you said about Marilyn, if you had another chance, you wouldn't make the same mistake. You really mean that?
Do I mean it? B, I am so bloody miserable without her. Are you trying to tell me you know where she is?
Yeah.
Well, where? Look, I've got to talk to her. Well, if I can talk to her, I know I can make everything all right.
Hey, come on. I'll leave you two to talk.
Jesus, it didn't take you long, did it?
Eddie, I'm sorry.
I knew you wanted to get back on the game. You made that pretty bloody obvious, but I thought at least you'd have the brains to stay out of here.
Oh, Eddie, I love you.
Yeah, I bet you do. Now that you haven't got half a dozen mugs ready to climb to your bed every night and pay you for the privilege.
Now, there you go, Eddie.
You stay out of this. I know what you love, and you can just find someone else to give it to you because I've spent enough time up in that bloody ceiling to last me for the rest of my life.
Hey.
Got any more great ideas?
Well, I didn't know that was going to happen now, did I?
Told you it'd go off his brain.
Yeah, you certainly did. I'm beginning to think you two deserve each other.
Look, I'm only in for another month. If I'd waited till I got out, I
Look,
could...
he comes here to work practically every day. How do you think you're going to avoid him? Lock yourself in the loo all the time?
I don't know.
Give him a while to get used to it. He'll come around, you'll see.
You know whose fault all this is? It's that Masters woman. If it wasn't for her, I'd still be working at the hotel and none of this would have happened.
But you told me you left the hotel because your boss put the hard word on you.
Well, she didn't exactly help me.
Yeah, well, maybe you didn't ask her in the right way. I'll tell you one thing. She's managed to do a fair bit of stirring around here the past few days. I'm almost sorry to see her go.
Well, I've drawn up the contract as you requested, nominating James as the chief executive of the Australasian subsidiary. All we need now is your signature there.
I want to read it thoroughly first. Oh, don't worry, I'll have it signed before the trial tomorrow.
Good.
Now, if you don't mind, I want to speak to my solicitor in private.
I'll just wait outside.
It's possibly none of my business, but you're putting James into a very powerful position. Now, do you really think he can handle it?
That's for me to worry about. Your job is to convince the jury that I am innocent. Are you sure you're able to do that?
Oh, I'd say so, particularly with all the favourable publicity you've been generating lately. Although it would help if we could get one of the prison staff as a character witness.
See what I can do.
Yes, I'm quite sure you'll manage to persuade someone.
Come on, what's the hold up? I'm starving.
Just shut up and wait.
Oh, so you're on their side now, are you?
I'm on nobody's side but my own. But if it means getting better grub in here, why not?
I told you, B, I'm just not hungry.
Okay, just hang about and watch the fun. Take your mind off your worries. Hey, Vera, I thought the governor was coming.
She's on her way.
Yeah? Taking her time. Hope she's bringing her stomach pump with her.
Where you lot go on, you're lucky to be fed at all.
If it were left to me, I bet you all starve.
If it were left to you, you wouldn't have to. We'd all have stuck our head in the gas oven long ago.
What do you think you're doing? Shh, quiet.
I don't see Helen Masters.
Sorry if I've kept you waiting.
Let's get on with it then. Lunch will be delayed an hour or so while I speak to the kitchen officer.
Oh, you've just no idea how good this tastes after the stuff they used to hit us with in the jail.
Oh, that's all in the past, Nana. You have some more.
Mum, I haven't finished this yet.
Well, when you do finish that, I'll take you for a walk around the farm. See if you think the place has changed much.
Okay, but I just have to post a letter first.
To anyone we know?
Just a friend, someone I met in the jail.
I don't know that's a good idea, love. They're not your kind of people. Better forget them. Make your friends here.
How can you make judgments like that, Dad? Look, you don't even know them. Some of them were really good to me.
Doesn't alter the fact that they're criminals. They're different from people like us. And the sooner you put it all behind you, the better.
No, nothing like it.
But I mean,
According to the cook, it didn't taste as bad as this when it left the kitchen.
You'll appreciate we've only got her word for that. The fact is the food's inedible. However, I do have a suggestion. There must be some good cooks among the prisoners, and they can hardly complain about food they've prepared themselves.
Oh, yes, great idea.
I wouldn't mind having a go.
Oh, thank you, Lizzie, but I don't think you're the right one for the job.
She's in for poisoning.
Hey, Marilyn, I'll give it a go.
Hey, I don't know the...
All right, I'll speak to the kitchen officer.
Look, Bea, I don't know the first thing about cooking.
It's about time you learn for when you and Eddie get back together again.
Well, then, I guess that'll give me plenty of time, won't it?
Come in. Hello.
I'm sorry to bother you. Touch of indigestion. I'm afraid my system doesn't take terribly well to prison food.
From what I understand, you're taking steps to improve things in that department.
That remains to be seen, but I feel we've taken some steps in the right direction.
You know, considering the short time you've been here, you've done wonders with some of the women.
I wish someone would tell that to the judge at my trial tomorrow.
But if you think it'd help, I'd be glad to.
Thank you. It's nice to know my efforts are appreciated in some official circles. I'd like to do more, but it's so difficult without knowing the girls' backgrounds. They don't want to talk about it.
I know. If I can be of any assistance.
Yes. As a matter of fact, you can.
Billy?
You back, are you?
Well, how have you been?
All right. No need to ask about you.
It wasn't my fault, Billy.
Oh, no. It wouldn't be. Not little Miss Pure. All the time we were going out together, you'd never let me lay so much as a finger on you. Please, Billy, let's wait until we're married. And I was stupid enough to go along with it. Them city blokes must have been something really special, eh?
Now that's what I call real food. It was even better than the pie cart. What do you say, Frankie?
All right.
All right. It's the best meal I've had in ages.
Well, Bea did most of it. I just helped.
Oh, here comes the one you really ought to thank.
nonsense. Doreen, have you got a minute? I'd like to talk to you.
Oh, sure.
You better watch it, Doreen. She's after your body. Make sure she talks. Pretty.
What's wrong?
Nothing, Doreen. I just want your help in a little project, that's all.
Oh.
It's to remain between the two of us. Do you agree?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Just that I'm playing a joke on an old friend.
Ah.
I was talking to some people, and I understand you're in here for forgery.
Oh, flying kites, yeah.
More to the point, I believe you're very good at it.
Ah, yeah, I'm pretty good. Do you want to see some of my work?
Oh, no, that won't be necessary. You're just the right person for what I have in mind.
Why aren't you working, Anderson?
There's nothing to do.
That's no reason to hang around blocking corridors. Move!
Come along, Doreen.
God, she's got to be kidding.
Oh, bloody Vera.
Oh, I reckon it's all the booze she's been putting away lately. It's done something to her brain. She had a go at me this morning about nothing.
Oh, that's not a problem. She needs a bloke.
Oh, fat chance. Could you imagine waking up next to that face like a reconditioned prune?
Don't, I just had lunch.
Are you still here?
Well, these things take time, you know.
They certainly do, especially now that Mason's back. And you're not exactly working your fingers to the bone either, Travers.
There's not enough work for all of us in the laundry. I wish there were.
And can you stop playing with that doll?
Oh, steady on, Vera. You know how she is.
Well, if she's mad, she shouldn't be in here.
What's wrong with her?
Beth, they took a baby away.
Why?
It always happens when the children turn 1. Regulations.
Don't cry. We'll get your baby back for you.
Don't promise her anything you can't do.
Who says I can't do it? I'll get my solicitor onto it the moment I'm released. You see if I don't get that baby back. You should know by now that when I say I'll do something, I do it.
Beth, she says she can get your baby back for you. Beth?
What you doing? None of your business. Look, go and hang around someone else, will you? I'm busy.
Pardon me. I'm sure.
Go on, love.
Eddie, there's something I want to talk to you about.
We've got nothing to talk about.
Oh, let him go. He's not worth worrying about. None of them are.
Oh, how the hell would you know?
Yes, what is it?
I was worried about you. You seemed so upset earlier on.
Look, I'm perfectly all right.
Are you sure? I mean, I know what it's like when you lose someone
Look,
close
I'm
to
on my way out. I've got this friend coming to pick me up. Well, he'll be here any minute.
Oh, well, I'll be off. I'll see you tomorrow.
friend. That'll be the day you find yourself a friend. You ugly, useless.
Don't you think you've had enough, madam?
What do you care as long as I pay for it?
Well, what the hell's the matter with all you people? If I wanted to drink alone, I could have stayed at home. But you gotta get out. You gotta meet people. You've gotta make new friends. Well, that's what they all keep telling me. Well, here I am. Well, how about showing a bit of friendliness?
Come on, you've had enough, and I think you're annoying these people.
Not half as much as they're annoying me. You. I've seen the way you've been looking at me as if I'm some sort of slut or something.
Come on, that's enough.
Don't tell me that's enough. Who the hell do you think you are anyway? Just leave me alone.
This is who I am, madam. A police officer. And I think I might just take you in for being drunk and disorderly. Okay, here we go. Whoa, careful, careful. That's all right, come on. Just sit down over here.
I'm sorry. I've caused you all this trouble.
No trouble. I mean, I should be the one to apologize for threatening to arrest you. Of course, I didn't know then that you were in an allied industry. How about I make you some coffee?
No. Look, just give me a minute and I'll do it.
Okay. You know, you ought to stay out of places like that. You could easily get yourself in a lot of trouble. Well, you're too nice a person for that.
I didn't know it was going to be like that.
Now, come on now, don't get upset. It's all right, you're home now.
Oh, it was all the years stuck away in here looking after my mother. I never had a chance to meet anyone nice. You know, when she died, I knew I had to meet people. But it's not easy for me. Every night, I'd get myself dressed up to go out. Oh, dear, when it came down to it, I just couldn't do it. Well, I'd sit here drinking, feeling sorry for myself. Well, they all hate me at work. I just try to do a good job. Oh, they hate me. Do you know, tonight I finally did it. I got the courage to go out. And all I did was make a fool of myself. They were all laughing at me. I could hear them laughing. They all hate me. Everybody hates me. They do.
Good, you look like you need a stiff brandy. Medicinal purposes only, of course.
Not a peep out of her. She must be crook.
Doreen? Look, I just want to see Doreen alone for a minute. We'll be along in a minute. Those samples you did for me were perfect. Now it's time for the real thing.
Oh, yeah. Right. Isn't it fantastic?
Where'd you get it?
Helen gave it to me.
Oh, yeah, what for?
Nothing special. We're just friends, that's all.
Probably only brass.
Oh, you'd know, of course. How do you think she'll go, Bea, at the trial?
Dunno, it depends. If she's innocent, she'll get off all right, I suppose.
Well, of course she's innocent.
How do you know?
Because I know. She's not the kind of person who'd do something like that, just drive away and leave the little kid to die.
Well, maybe. Anyway, we'll all know soon enough.
Come in. Yes? What can I do for you?
It's about Beth Jones.
What about her?
We know how she's been since they took the baby away.
Yes, I know. I'm keeping her under mild sedation. There's nothing else I can do.
Isn't there? You could try to get the baby back.
I can't do that.
Well, have you tried? Helen Masters showed us what could be done if we tried. She had Lynn released. I've heard the women talking about a prison reform group. Now, you know how difficult it is to get messages to people on the outside. I thought you might be able to contact them for me.
Look, I wouldn't know where to find them.
Well, there's no point then, is there?
Wait. Karen, I am in a hurry, but I'll see what I can do later, okay?
Don't put yourself out.
My appointment is important. I'm appearing as a character witness for Helen Masters.
You have absolutely nothing to worry about. We don't have to prove a thing. It's up to the prosecution to prove that you actually left your hotel at the time of the accident, and they can't do that. So, just leave it all up to me.
Well, it sounds as though you're in the clear. By the way, you were going to sign that contract.
Well, surely we can wait until after the trial.
I don't think Helen wants me to do that.
Here it is.
It's a phone call for you.
I'll ask them to call back. I've got to deliver her to the police.
Oh, it's the CIB. Someone called Graham Lang?
Oh, look, I'll take it to Mrs. Davidson's office. It's personal.
Sure.
Well, thank you, my love. I'm sure you'll find your confidence in me fully justified.
Time to go.
Hello? Yes? Oh, I feel fine, thanks. Look, I'm sorry about last night. Well, I don't normally... It was just... Would you? Oh. Well, Graham, I'd love to. 7:30 tonight. Well, I'll look forward to it. Goodbye.
This is not a public phone, Miss Bennett. I'd appreciate it if you took your private calls elsewhere.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, everything's so quiet in here. It's driving me crazy. Why are you so worried about her? You'd think she was God or something.
Well, you reckon she's innocent?
You wouldn't be the first innocent person we've had in here, would you?
Oh, you give it back! Hey! Watch it! Give it out! I wasn't going to pinch it. I was only mucking about.
Oh, you're always only mucking about.
Well, there was a time you didn't think like that. There was a time when I thought we were friends.
Yeah? Well, I've got better friends now.
Delicious as ever. Mrs. Warner, when the good Lord finally calls you to his side, don't be at all surprised if he asks you to take along a basket of your scones.
Oh, have another one, Father.
Oh, thank you for the moment. No. Well, now, Lynn, this is a frightful mess you've got yourself into, and no mistake.
Yes, Father.
But the thing you must remember, my child, there is no degradation so deep, no sin so shameful, that God Almighty will not grant forgiveness to those who truly repent in His sight.
You see, Lynn?
In a way, I suppose we might look on this as something of a lesson.
Oh, wait a minute, Father. I don't have to sit here and listen to that kind of talk. None of the things that happened were Lynn's fault. She's got nothing to be ashamed for. And she doesn't have to apologize to you or us or anyone else. And as for asking for God's forgiveness, I think it rightly should be the other way around.
Edward! Oh, Father, I'm very sorry. I'm sure he didn't mean it that way.
That's all right, Mrs. Warner. That's all right. Mr. Warner's upset. I can understand that. It's time I was leaving anyway. I'll say good afternoon.
Well, I am sorry, Father, and we will be in church on Sunday. You can rely on that.
I'm sure I can, Mrs. Warner. I'm sure I can.
Well, Mr. Guthrie, everything went as smoothly as you said it would.
Thank you.
Drink, Doctor.
No, not for me, thanks. I must get back to the prison. Karen Travers asked me to get in touch with the prison reform group. She wants to get Beth's baby back.
You sound rather pleased about it.
Yes, I am, actually. Been trying to get her interested in something for weeks. Well, goodbye, all.
Goodbye, Doctor.
Goodbye, and thank you.
Well, seems to have been a perfect day for all of us.
Yes, it has.
For some of us, James.
Yes. This afternoon will be fine. No, I'm sure Miss Masters isn't too tired to be interviewed on television. Yeah, fine, thanks. I've arranged a full news conference for you at the hotel in 1 hour from now.
Good. And by the way, you're fired.
I beg your pardon?
My signature on that contract was a forgery. Worthless. You are finished, James, in every way.
You're bluffing. I'll go to the authorities, Helen. I'll change my testimony.
And of course they'd believe you. A man who was fired for forging his employer's signature. A self-confessed perjurer, which is what you'd be if you changed your story now. Besides, as no one ever told you, you can't be tried for the same crime twice. I've been found innocent, James. Innocent as a newborn babe.
All the time I was locked up in that jail, I kept thinking you and Dad must have been so ashamed of me, of what I was supposed to have done. All your friends, all the kids in school, everybody knowing I was in jail. And then when they found out I was innocent and they let me out, I thought the best part about it had been coming home and having everybody welcoming me and telling me that they knew all the time I didn't do it. You know? But they haven't. Everybody's acting as though I'm guilty.
Look, it'll just take a little time, that's all.
If you saw the way Billy looked at me in town yesterday, and Dad having that fight with Father Peterson. All I'm doing is causing trouble for you both. Would have been better off for everybody if I just stayed away and never come home.
What are we watching this current affairs?
Because we want it, that's why.
Shut up.
Where international cosmetics queen Helen Masters has been awaiting
Well,
trial
you'd
on a charge
know.
of manslaughter. Today, she was found not guilty and returned soon after to the luxury of her city hotel suite. Yes. What did you think of life in prison?
Well, like everyone, I had certain preconceptions. I expected it to be a degrading, demoralizing experience. And I'm sorry to say I was absolutely right. The conditions inside were positively appalling.
Yay, Helen!
How did you find the other women?
Equally appalling, I'm afraid. All I can say is God help the decent citizens of this country if that collection of killers, thieves, and perverts is ever let loose on society. I formed the impression that most of them actually enjoyed it in there, and no sooner are they released than they commit another crime, are caught, and sent straight back in again. And the prison authorities exercise little or no control of them. I was in fear of my life the entire time I was there.
It must have been a terrible experience.
It certainly was. I don't think I could have coped without the encouragement I received from the media and the people of Australia. I can't tell you how much it meant to me, locked away in that dreadful place, to feel that there were so many of you out there who actually cared.
She didn't say anything about my baby.
No. No, she didn't.
Karen, I got the address of the prison reform group.
Forget it.